Armlet Dazo that we talked about. That could be one of the way too.
Yeah, maybe this is the Armlet game we've been waiting for on these Dawnbreakers. But game 1. And a very important game as well, because with how this draft has been going, I have to say I do have to put a slight edge on the Kukuys team, seeing how well they performed. Armel with his 2-hero pool has been looking good. Jewel getting better. Now he's back to the Night Stalker. The last Night Stalker I think he played wasn't very successful in the laning stage. I think he had the least net worth out of all the other cores on the server. But I think now that he's won a game, I think he's getting to the feel that, hey, I can win any game, and it doesn't have to be only because of Armel.
Yeah, I think
I might be really harsh on this guy.
Kind of
I'm starting to sound like a hater in a way. But it is a qualifier where the team that grows the most is the one that's most likely to qualify.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's a learning curve.
Adapting throughout the qualifier is a huge thing.
And we're going to get a first blood fight here as well. Yowie getting the 3-man slow with the illusions going into play. Kishka being targeted. Nice little bat there from Kidori onto the back line. But Kishka is the one to fall first, and it is for the mid-puck to start things off with the first blood. It is your opponent's worst nightmare.
You don't want this guy to be the one getting the last hit, man. And they are gonna... Okay, at least they are gonna take 3 bounties. So they only left Team Kukuys 1, but still not the greatest news. I think this puts a lot of pressure on Wonderboy now to really go up against Armel and try to shut him down. Already off to a pretty big challenge though.
Yeah, already flying in the instant bottle pretty much for Armel. Very happy with him getting the first kill. Actually, not even the bottle. He's just getting in some extra regen, finishing the wand, and having a couple extra branches. So there's a lot of regen here for Armel now to go with. Recognizing that Void Spirit's damage output. Remember when Universal Heroes were first introduced? Void Spirit was S tier in terms of damage output.
Yeah.
And I think it's because of Void Spirit that every Universal Hero got nerfed.
That was just so busted that Magnus Void Spirit was in every single game, and all these teams were just first picking Void Spirit. I wouldn't say that was a fun time. It's kind of boring because you are just seeing this Void Spirit going around and one-shotting supports.
Yeah, that was a kind of a strat that if you have more Universal Heroes than your opponent, you're very likely winning the game.
Oh, exactly, for sure.
Now we're at the point where it feels like the more strength heroes you have, or the more melee heroes you have, and if they're both strength and melee, then you have a high chance of winning the game. But
yeah,
these are just statistics.
I mean, if you look at the first wave bans, right, all of them are those tanky heroes that are able to dish out a lot of damage. DK, Elk, Team Bristle, BB. Because traditionally, you wouldn't think that tanky heroes are able to do so much damage, but times have changed.
There's also Kishka dropping for a second time on this Lion. So the first 2 kills going for the Kuku stack without Kuku. Mr. Bosku on the Talon roster, also in the lower bracket. So there's a possibility there's going to be a rematch between the 2 teams, which require Kukuys to win and Talon to drop Yangon Galacticos.
Yeah, I mean, that is not an unlikely outcome, I feel like. That is pretty likely, actually. So, Kukuys, I think they will be pretty hyped up to try to get a revenge for Talon. So, that might be a big motivator for them to take down this game. Or, I should say, series. I mean, so far, Dawnbreaker is top on the net worth, doing a lot better than the TB. Thanks to the help of Lion.
Yeah, at least. Even with the Lion dropping a couple times, hasn't really hindered this Dawnbreaker's capabilities. This hero is starting to turn into everybody's nightmare. This pause 3 Dawnbreaker, it's so strong. And people are trying to enjoy probably the last days or maybe the last weeks of this hero. I'm fairly certain We're not
patch
going to
is
be
coming?
seeing a lot of Dawnbreaker in the next coming months when the patch drops, because it's going to get the nerf hammer.
Yeah, that's true.
It's been so long this Heroes level 2 has been too good. Armel, look at him with the blood grenade! It's not the first time he's done that move.
That would be a very huge swing if he's able to take down Wonder Boy there. Because he's already after such a great start. If he's able to double down on that kind of lead, oh, he could just get out of hand. And this time they bring in the reinforcements as well. Clockwork is already controlling the top quadrant. And was great. Very much likely have to go home after this wave.
It does look like it, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna hinder his XP quite a lot. Okay, maybe not. He sent us up to the south. That is a pretty good play.
Armel is there to break it though. Remnant is there. It will catch up an AU. They're gonna have to bring in some reinforcements. Kishka is showing up in the trees, lining up for that nice stun. Onto 2. Armel, however, with the puckish. With every orb and phase usage always gets a tad bit of extra HP, so might look like a glass cannon. But when you think about the EHP you're getting, this puck probably has like a 1,000 instead of just 600-700.
Yeah, same as the voice spirit, right? You have barrier after using E.
Yeah, the barrier, yeah.
Yeah, and it was a good job from Wonder Boy as well. He was holding 1 point.
Yowie?
And then he...
Okay, AU is here as well. Yowie did show up quite low, running straight into the Lion, but I think this is the Lion dying again for the 3rd time. And Yowie picking up another. Actually, his first kill, he did get the assists from the previous 2 kills.
That was a pretty good pathing by AU as well. He didn't walk straight together with the Terrorblade just to avoid the 2-man spike. So he was able to avoid that and catch up to Lion. We see a Monkey King here very early on.
Early rotation. And taking down the Metamorph. That's Yowie down and AU forced away.
Okay, this is huge. This is a perfect timing for them to make such a move as well. It's a catapult timing. We always talk about this, but not a lot of teams are able to execute this to a discipline like this. So very good pressure coming out from Mongolz. And meanwhile, they are also, this is not a solo rotation, right? They bring in the Pokemon as well, so you can see that the chip damage are really coming through.
Wonder Boy in trouble. Armel laying in the hurt. Goes a bit too deep with the orb though. And a very nice dodge there as well, but is it enough? Jing is there to protect on the other end. Holy Armel, that is some sweet, sweet movement right there.
That was so close. So another time Armor is able to find a bit of an advantage over the enemy mid player. He will be able to hit the 6 first, and that was his move with the Dream Coil. Wonder Boy managed to dodge the bullet there.
Radiant are scanning.
He's been looking so good, like so sharp with his reactions. Wonder Boy constantly cautious about what is happening. 7-minute rune is spawning. AU is already invading. And when Wonder Boy is also being brought in here, but he loses all of his mana and doesn't get close enough for the Wisdom. He does have to use his big magic wand, so he has his jumps available. And with JG, well, you kill a Clockwork, but the damage has already been done.
That was crucial by Clockwork. I feel like this is the play that all Clockwork players are looking for. We're always looking for stealing the Wisdom Ring because of Clock is such a good tool to do that, and he managed to do so.
Chidori, he was so close, but the Dawnbreaker joining in.
Great play. I like the Kishka unidentified. Okay, top lane, I've died there 3 times already, so do I want to go back there again? Probably not. So he moves towards the bottom lane and make the move together with Monkey King. They have great setups. Double stun into Dawnbreaker out. That was clean.
That is such a important judgment call to understand and act. Not just understand, but also act on the fact that this lane is no longer salvageable. Let's win the ones we still can. And then bring in the Dawnbreaker with the global presence. They can get the Dawnbreaker back in the game while getting Chidori some extra farm by getting these kills. Like killing the Night Stalker, really crucial for not 1 but 2 cores.
Yeah, especially in it's daytime right now, so this is where you want to attack Night Stalker when he's still weak. Because if you miss this window, he might get strong, he will have ultimate, then it's not so easy to punish them anymore. And back to your point just now, is one thing to identify, another thing to execute. And a lot of times I feel like the skill in itself is to identify what is the correct play for you to do so. And we see a lot of teams might miss that sometimes because the window is often very small. So you need to do the right timing, you need to make the right decision at the right timing and execute them perfectly. And it's not, combine two things together, it's not easy to do so. But so far, Team Mongolz, they made a rotation top lane and then they make a rotation bottom lane. Both work out really well.
The Mongols also have to keep an eye open on how much can they keep this tempo going, because I was looking at the Monkey King's quick buy. It was a Maelstrom at one point. So that means also that it is a pretty... It's an okay farming item, sure, but that also means that he wants to be dealing damage as much as possible early on. Those magic damage procs on a hero like TB can't just go full-on Battle Fury, otherwise you're never really killing this Terrorblade, so magical damage is required. But it also means that they have this early timing that they have to play to.
Yeah, I'm just wondering and curious if Monkey King wants to go for Blade Lair or Neon Lair. Because Blade Lair is going to allow you to play with your team, to allow you to speed up the pace for the entire team. But Neon Lair is more like, okay, I'm just going to hit my item timing, I'm going to play with my Wukong.
Yeah.
And hopefully be the one out carrying Terrorblade. So curious to see which direction he wants to go for. The Kidori that I know probably would go for the Neon Lair and try to out carry TV, so we'll see.
Gleitner could also be handy versus the Puck in this game. So if he does make the... And also the Night Stalker running around in an ult to quickly catch a glimpse where the hero is. So it would be interesting if he does make that adjustment, if he is used to building Mjolnir on this hero.
Yeah.
Time will tell. Ags lined up on the Void Spirit, very standard approach, trying to get to that ASAP.
I'd like to see what kind of adjustment that Amaro is going to do here, because most of the time...
Stealing stacks.
Oh! Kishka, can you get a Hex? No, that's still pursuing.
Close enough, and I just need to get Kishka running in, coiled up. Oh! Long-range stun, but the dead shot from the other direction, and they turn things around. Here comes Jewel, right on top of the Lion. That is fresh meat for the Night Stalker. Great intervention.
Yeah, that was also Black Grenade used by Wonderboy, if I didn't see that wrongly. so like copying a bit of Shrek coming out from Amel there. Yeah, I was talking about I'm wondering if Amel is gonna go for BKB this game or Yield Scepter, because although I understand that Yield Scepter is pretty good into the silence, but a lot of times you are setting yourself up for the Ether Remnant and also Earthspike plus Hex from Puck. So if you would like to have a more defensive approach and make sure that you don't die in fights, maybe BKB is the item to go. It is a hard call to make though. So really would like to see what is his approach here.
Well, we're going to be sitting a moment in a pause here at least. That gives some time for Armel to think about how much does he need that Yules. And can he avoid this Void Spirit? Because if you don't build the Yules, then you cannot be near this Axe Void.
Yeah.
But it sounds very greedy to disrespect a long-duration silence.
For sure. So, because if you would like to go for a BKB, then the build could be different, right? You might not be going for Blink anymore, you might go for Bridgeblade BKB, just to make sure that you can stay in the fight and dish out the right-click damage. But if you're not, then the playstyle would be a little bit more defensive.
Armel might beat the race here. Wonderboy has to use his second jump for the rune to secure the illusion. He will not be able to jump right in, and they smoke with the Puck and the Clockwork towards the top lane. They're hoping to find JG, or maybe even Castaway with that Pugna.
That was a really good read coming out from JG. He put the big camp, knowing that it's probably very hard for him to contest the wave, but still, they found him.
Even without the Puck, they do bring in Yahweh and Jing. JG will go down. Secured by the calling off of the Muerta. And a counter smoke with the Void and the Lion. They're going to be jumping on Jewel. Lion's stun does connect despite the crippling fear being out. The Hex is there as well. That is a lot of damage dealt by Chidori. AU just drops the cogs and simply walks away, handing another set of Jingus for Chidori.
Okay, so both offlaners are going down, but definitely a much better trade for the set of Kukuys. Simply because Dawnbreaker is the #1 net worth player on in the game right now. I think this is where Mongolz, they can look to make for another move. Okay, there we go.
Get another one.
Yeah, with the help of Dawnbreaker.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So far so good for the side of Mongolz. We haven't really seen like very big action going on right now. They're still playing, still trying to extend their lane, making some simple rotations here and there. But in terms of big objective, pushing towers, we haven't seen it from both sides of the team. Also because they don't really have like very obvious tower pushes, right, besides TB. And TB got a pretty rough lane, so he's only thinking about recovering right now, instead of pushing towers.
Also, Terrorblade might be feeling there could be an increase in tempo, so he also has to be a part of some of these fights, but not too deep. Like, he doesn't want to chase to a tier 1 tower, but instead, if a fight is going under their own objective, he'll be happy to teleport and rotate in. And you kind of need to get him involved too. As Kishka being jumped on by a hook shot from AU. Jewel chasing JG. That's 1600 HP you need to go through. Monkey King turning things around with the Wukongs. You've got Wonder Boy joining in.
Coil.
Nice coil from Armel. Has all 3 caught. And they're sitting ducks for a moment. Silenced right after. Castaway, though, forces him away. The Nether Ward is placed down. First, they need to clean up first. But they're jumping in. Jewel and AU. AU is low, and he's finally taken down. JG is still alive after all of this action. But Armel has a shield rune, and this puck is untouchable. Now they focus their sights towards the Void Spirit and take down Wonder Boy.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Very big kills here.
There was Amel again with the clutch 3-man coil into multiple 3-man silencers as well. Kishka, only level 5, trying to run away from the Night Stalker. Unfortunately, won't be able to do so. Still, Finger of Death is not available yet. Pretty rough game for the Lion so far.
Yeah, they are the 2 heroes on the server who don't have an ulti, and the other's a TB who doesn't really need Sunder. So he's gonna be dead last to pick up his ult. And he would have had it during that team fight if somebody died. Like, somebody else than just that 1 kill they were able to get. Oh, big stack.
I like
farm.
Yeah, I like that Yowei was just like showing up for a bit of help. And most importantly, I think his job there is to make sure that the tower falls after such a scrimmages, because that's what you want scrimmages to be, right? You want to kill some heroes in leading into taking towers. So Yowei really understanding his job right there. He's gonna run himself into JG again.
Dawnbreaker with the quick reminder. Being in the area. I'm a bit worried about this Void Spirit state right now. He's sitting at 5,000 net worth. That's 1,000 gold less than the Night Stalker, who's had, I wouldn't say a hard lane, but a pretty rough time.
Yeah, I think it all boils down to the skirmish just now, because they got a lot of gold right after the skirmish, plus the tower. They were able to soak up some farm as well. And once we know that this hero doesn't really enjoy hitting creeps so much, he really wants kills to amplify his gameplay. They might have an idea where this TB is.
Oh, TP to the tower.
Clutch TB. Clutch TB.
He saw it with the ward, though. They're still coming towards him. And he doesn't have Sunder because he used it a while ago, farming that ancient camp. And now the Break of Dawn.
Break of Dawn.
You know where he is. Kishka's just waiting. But the long-range stun. This is a really good read from Yowei and the squad. So they've warded this area at least. Not with 1, but 2 observer wards, which doesn't lead to a kill. And a smoke is happening on the other side of the map. They see the monkey. They see actually the Pugna first. The hook shot goes in. Armel there to clean up Castaway. Monkey King is still in the trees on the left of this T1 tower. He cannot defend it alone. Now TB pinged in the mid lane. Maybe they still get their opportunity to jump him. As they're fighting with the T1 tower, Mass DP is coming in. Yowei survives, dodges the hammer, and Sunder is ready. And he got fingered by Keith.
What?
Oh, the greed. The greed is real. Well, that's instant karma right there. Wonder Boy jumping away, but it looks like this T1 tower could still be pushed. JG quick to act here with that 80 rune. Oh, they were gutted for a moment. They didn't kill that Terrorblade with such a heavy investment. They're forced to back away, and then Yowei decides to walk into them. Like, here you go. You got me.
Yeah, I can try to I can relate to what Kishka was feeling there. He's like, oh my god, no, we can't kill him. And then a moment later, he walks back to my finger. He'd probably be like, oh, thank god, thank god for making this guy happen. Liu.
Kishka was so happy to get that because he was like 100% guaranteed dead.
Stun!
And now he misses the stun. Oh well, I mean, they were already TPing out. It was close. Just not close enough.
Yeah, that's the struggle of a Lion. I feel like when this hero has a slow start, like everything just feels so hard to achieve without a Blink Dagger.
Yeah, very true.
So unfortunately, Kishka missed out on, just barely missing out on some of these big kills.
We got a saying in Finland or in Finnish. It's basically you have a sting in your heart. And I think when the moment you said that, all the Lion players out there in chat are like, "Yep, I know how that feels." You
I know that because
you die 15 times a game.
I know that feeling because I'm a Lion player myself. It feels really.
I heard that. I heard that from your tone.
You heard that in me, yeah?
Yeah. Kidori sees the rotation and he decides to go for a bit of a backstab on both of the supports here. Gets insta hook shot by AU. Kishka does land the stun on him. Kidori will finish him off, but King is doing a lot of damage. Yowei does get hexed up, and Armel waiting for his time to shine. There's JG joining in on the fight and isolates Armel from his supports. Jewel. He got Dark Ascension literally off cooldown, and he's going to charge in. Armel does go down, and there's a couple important kills for the Mongolz. And the Wukongs will be laid right on top of the Night Stalker. Ori keeping himself safe. They are pretty low at the back. The damage is done. Important kills. All they needed was that Dark Ascension to come off cooldown 3 seconds earlier, and they would have been able to save Armel, maybe even the Muerta's life.
That was a really close call, which is why Dota is such a game with margins. That was a big kill for Mongolz as well, to really try to slow down the pace of Puck, because, you know, looking at the network of Puck, he is very much on the trajectory to become like a really scary late game monster. And also don't forget, this is literally a first pick Puck. 8 pick, not 9. So seems like the pace of the game is still going pretty well here for Armel. It's going for Lincolns next, so not Yos, not Big Heavy, but Lincolns.
At a 1 HP TB, having a bit of a fight apparently in bottom with the Lion and the Monkey King. He's walking all the way out from that bottom lane territory while this smoke is connecting towards the triangle. That really tickled the thigh of the Dawnbreaker, but too big to catch. But Armel is still on the job. He'll get the jump on JG. He's around him before. Kidori wants to fight this maybe. Gets the bat onto 2. And the Gleipnir also connecting on multiple heroes, but unfortunately nobody else is interested and is in the vicinity.
I'm really liking this decision making from Kukuys. I feel like whenever you play against Dawn, you really want to go to the Dawn instead of going to Dawn's team, so that you remove the global presence. Also, normally people would not play around the Dawn. She wants to be completely alone, which is why we see that when they got on him, there's no one in within any close proximity with the Dawnbreaker at all.
Yeah.
So very good move coming out from Kukuys.
Not sure if we highlighted this, but the pretty big item on the Muerta, the Mage Slayer.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, not the usual Atos that we see, isn't it? I think when you go for Mage Slayer, you want to be able to scale a little bit and also increase your survivability because you're playing into high burst hit damage. Dawn, White Spirit, and Lion. I think the Mage Slayer is going to be able to help you mitigate some of the damage.
Yeah.
Okay, item.
And the
Radiant's
fact that
middle tower is under
you
attack.
are pretty difficult to kill with the Pierce the Veil online. Of course, there's a lot of burst, there's a ton of magical damage that they can still get through, but Pierce the Veil will give you that opportunity to stand your ground for a moment and apply those debuffs.
Exactly.
Not the most reliable debuff applier. Like, I always bring up the Ember Spirit type heroes that hit multiple targets and
Radiant's
everybody
bottom
gets the
tower is
debuff.
under attack.
But on a hero that can maybe stick around for just a little bit longer and land it on, say, a Lion, then you throw a finger and
Dire's top tower
TV doesn't
is
necessarily
under
even die.
I guess he probably thinks that Atos is not that valuable in this game anyway, because you are playing Pogna. The Pogna heal might be able to save whoever you've gone on.
Nope.
Oh,
Look at, they missed
shot.
everything right there, but they're still going in as they got cast away and JG silenced. That's the Dawn gone. Hidori trying to get into a better position to land the Wukongs, and he's forced to drop it right in the river.
They have to kite.
Conquer around. They have full vision. They're in full panic mode right now. The Mongols do not stand a chance. There was a time when the Golden Horde was toppled. And that leaves us with just Wonder Boy. Trying to make a run for it. Both jumps used. And it looks like this Void Spirit's going to be able to get out of harm's way. But it is a costly loss for the Mongols.
They were so on point. Once again, is Amel just going in, silencing 3, and finding Pogna plus Dawnbreaker. So there goes your defensive mechanism coming out from Mongolz. When you take down the 2 of them, suddenly the fight becomes so easy because you don't have to worry about this Pogna heal, don't have to worry about Solar Guardian anymore. Also, that's what Night Stalker is able to give, provide to you, right? The flying vision. It allows the puck to find the backliners very easily. And so far, we haven't really seen JG make use of the Solar Guardian yet, because a couple of minutes ago he was getting ganked, and now he was being found in the teamfight as well. So I feel like Kukuys, they have a pretty good idea how to play into Dawnbreaker drafts, I feel like. Or at least fighting into it.
Yeah, most of the time, the one hero that is not going to be with the team will join the fight, but if you start by jumping the hero, how do 4 guys get to help that one person?
Exactly. Pretty simple math.
It is very simple math, and they have cracked the code. Muerta's spotted with this deep ward. Kishka and Wonder Boy are hunting. Jing does get the chance to react with one dead shot, but Wonder Boy, they need every little bit for this Void Spirit, but it's taking so long. Defensive dead shot. And another Primal Spring jump, but the cogs in between!
Wow.
They are... I mean, they did not even have the finger on the Lion, so this is a bit of a desperate move in the end. I said this Muerta lives a bit longer, but I didn't expect the Muerta to live this long versus 3 different heroes.
Let's just say that Muerta wouldn't have lived through this if she had an Atos instead of the Mage Slayer.
Yeah.
I think Mage Slayer played a big factor there of her survival. So, and that was a clutch as a cog from AU as well. Really good heads up.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Okay, Hawk with Arcane Rune, super scary.
And the
They have
flare
to watch
shows
out.
the support's positions. That's a great jump from Armel, but it's actually able to jump away from the Remnant without it popping. And there goes Castaway and Kishka and maybe Wonder Boy as well. Caught with the hook shot. Mongols are in shambles right now. Nothing is working. The gank fails. They stick around. They lose 3 heroes after. We don't have the impact of this Void Spirit.
Radiant are
And
scanning.
I'm getting worried about this Monkey King's capability of carrying the game. I mean, they go for the Gleipnir, has the BKB coming up soon, but still, they have so many mobile heroes to just rotate around and away from this Wukong's ring.
Yeah, they also have 4 staff now on your way.
They don't
So
really
her
care
impact-
about this monkey.
Yeah. That's why I was a little bit skeptical about this monkey pick, because I don't feel like there's enough lockdown for enemy to stay in the Wukong's command. I mean, I say that though, they do have Lion and Wasp, just that they are always being targeted by the puck. So let's just say that I feel like Kukuys, they are so damn motivated right now to get a revenge with talent. It feels like they really want to win this game. I say that because Puck is pretty crazy so far. Like, Amel is constantly running into enemy, knowing that you're playing to counters, White Spirit and Lion, but still he was running in relentlessly, just knowing exactly how to press his spells, how to just poke them and get out of jail.
Yeah.
So Amel, very impressive showing so far.
Yeah, he's had some crazy impact in not only just the series before, but continues. Truly looking like a ready team to continue. They did see this clockwork. They should know about him. They halt their Roshan progress for the time being, so his jetpack ended and it made a little flare animation, and I think that revealed him.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunate, yeah.
A for effort though.
Seen some crazy Nyx Assassin Roche steals where they pop the Vendetta with the Scuttle facet, and they just walk from the edge of that Roshan pit, like from the back, straight into the pit, and just take the Aegis and stun everybody. Those are
so funny.
Those are pretty sick. It's like, where did he come from? Like, we're guarding the entrance. Yeah, he doesn't care about entrances. He's running around the cliffs of the edge of the map, and then just comes into the Roche pit from wherever he wants.
JG, he sensed something. The 28-minute mark, Wisdom Rune is coming up, so 4-man smoke, trying to camp this Wisdom Rune.
And the Tormentor. Radiant scan does reveal them all, though.
Dire are scanning.
So they're pretty sure the whole team is waiting.
Question is, do they want to fight this?
And they got the Aegis. This could work.
Radiant's top
But maybe I'm optimistic. Maybe they are optimistic. Kiska shows himself under the tower. He needs to get this wave out of the way. Wonder Boy, Smoke hasn't... Oh, he gets a beautiful jump on two with JG coming in. They might be in a bit of panic here as they've got the puck control and Armel's gone. Kishka will die right after. Jing fighting versus Kadori. Yoe's backing out to the sides. They nicely Delta split their way out of the Wukong's ring. Jing, Castaway both down. Now it looks like it's a fight of 3 versus 3. Still have the Aegis here. Wonder Boy will lose his first life. Kidori down as well. Can they continue this fight all the way? JG, there's backup from Kishka. The buyback from the Lion. And they've got Yoe and Jewel still fighting all the way to the end. That is a dieback on Kishka. And Yoe, no Sunder. JG takes down another. They will lose both Wonder Boy and then Yoe at the end. So JG, the last man standing after all of this.
Okay, that was a crazy, what, I think 9 hero died?
Yeah, Aegis,
Maybe
a dieback.
11 hero died, because there's a dieback from Lion.
Yep, 11 kills.
Alright, crazy fight. I mean, I asked the question, right, do they want to fight that? But there's also another question, do they have to? Because before they went into the fight, even though they are having Aegis, but they are 10k behind. So I think TB was like scary for a moment, but then thankfully they are fighting so close near the Radiant base. I think the Lion buyback was very necessary, even though he died, but I think that was very important for him to truly commit to the fight and find a victory for his team, and I think exactly that he did that. We also talk about how Dawnbreaker has the ability to maybe carry this game, and I think for JG to stay alive throughout the entire fight gives him enough, hopefully gives him enough resources to get some really nice items to go up against TB. Because he's starting to feel like Monkey King alone is not enough for the TB.
Just the fact that they were able to walk onto the high ground and not get intercepted by the Kukuys stack. Like, nothing. The Void Spirit just literally walked up there and instant got a 2-man silence. It was like, hey, this could be the start of a really good fight.
Yeah, sometimes you just need someone on your team to play a little bit fearlessly. I feel like before this, it was Puck that was the one that just goes in, really rely on his own individual skill to get out of jail because he has no help while he's doing that. And this time around, it was Wonderboy that created the opportunity for his team. So I think it really comes down to the mid showdown, who is able to find a better opening for their team, and who is able to follow up better to that.
Their aggressive posture here in the top lane, setting themselves towards that tier 2 tower push. Mongols are defending their triangle frantically. They want to hold on to this area. Spreading around onto the high ground positions once again. Looks like they're just TPing out and maybe out to meet the Monkey King. Mass TPs to the bottom lane. Instant warning sign given for the Monkey to get the hell out of there.
Is he getting out though? Don't be greedy for the small camp. Run. Won't work. He is in range for the hook. If he sends something in the trees.
Shown by the Dire scan, but he's so tempted. He's so tempted to throw the bat out. And do they read his position? Not really. And they find Jing. Jing. Here's the Veil still available here. Armel with a jump in the hook shot misses, but they're going to be able to chase Kishka. He's getting healed by Castaway and by the Solar Guardian. And now onto the Clockwork they go. AU low. Still surviving for a very long time. Yoe and now Jewel. 4-man silence, 5-man silence in between all of them. And Armel couldn't quite get them all inside that connection. So they're able to walk away. Yoe didn't get too many hits in either. Really good jump by the Night Stalker and the puck coming just a tad bit too late, but I think most importantly the TB was too far away to hit them.
Yeah, that shows you, right? Like, Team Kukuys, they really need to line up their disables and damage better because even though they have such a big silence, there were no follow-up disables, and without those, TB can't get the hits in. So you kind of have to use the puck coil plus the TB together to get some kills. And that would be one of the very important conditions for them to take fights for moving forward. Amel and Ryoe, they have to be in sync. Because the opportunities are there, they need to have the tools to capitalize on them.
They've been able to keep this mid and the bottom lane pushed in pretty well. The Mongols, that is. It's just the top lane that is in the hands of the Kukuys stack. Now, smoking up as two. Clockwork and Night Stalker. They have been attempting this Katori Monkey King multiple times. Looks like they're bringing in the whole team for this smoke this time around.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Is it taking
attack.
too long to regroup for that smoke, though? Looks like they might be under a little bit of vision. I did see the Mongols moving in. That's what there's the 34-minute illusion rune. It's not really something that the puck was wanting to jump onto, but he spots the Void Spirit, and now they know where they are and no longer in an area where the Kukuys could go.
Kind of curious why Monkey King went for the Manta. What is there to dispel? Not too obvious to me, so kind of curious why he went for that instead of items like Skadi, Daedalus, or even the Aghanim, right? He was queuing up the Aghanim slightly earlier. Manta style, not sure about that. But I do like Spirit's item choices though. Going for the Witchblade and going for Parasma later. He wants to have a bit of more potential to deal more damage to the backlines and eventually stay long enough to deal more of this passive damage to the chorus of Team Kukuys. I think that is a fantastic itemization.
Structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
AC is gonna come out soon for JG as well.
It's a pretty big damage item, sure, on the side of the Mongols, but I do agree with you that Manta does feel a bit odd on the MK.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, because Monkey Illusions are not the strongest in dealing damage to heroes nor creeps, which is why, and that's normally why you want to buy the Bantam 4 as well, besides the Dispel.
And I don't
They
think...
are in the pursuit though.
Yeah, and I don't think the TB reflection hits you that hard either, right?
Yeah, not really. We'll see. We'll see how it makes it work.
If the TB created reflection illusion gets Jingu Mastery stacks and the buff, then I'd understand that monkey hitting a Monkey King, getting bonus damage, that would be pretty sick. So thankfully it doesn't work that way.
It would be kind of crazy if it works that way.
It would be kind of crazy. You could use all passives. Not all of them do. Some of them work, some of them don't. Kishka found in the river.
There's Nullifier.
A lot of healing,
Heal.
though. This heal is insane. Like, he got, like, an extra 700, but it's not enough. Jing dead. Castaway gone as well. With the Wukong's placed down in the river. Right on top of AU. He's trying to get himself out of this one. Wonder Boy still applying pressure onto the Clockwork. He disappears for a moment. And at the same time, they're fighting in the back line. They found JG. All the damage dealers stack on top of the Dawnbreaker. Make sure they will get another core kill. Trade 3 for 1.
Very successful smoke coming out from Team Kukuys. They have been trying to make the smoke play, but the one couple of minutes ago wasn't successful. But this one, they managed to find the line first. And despite all the save attempts coming out from Mongolz, they still bring him down. And all of a sudden, they managed to isolate Dawnbreaker for the entire team, bring down the Dawnbreaker, and all of a sudden they lost the ability.
Monkey's dying. And he's dead.
Wait, why is he there even?
He was trying to push the tier 3 for some weird reason, but that's not the place to be. Yeah, Yoi's saying exactly. Perhaps that wasn't wise.
I understand the why Observer would miss the kill because you would not imagine the Monkey King to be on their tier 3 at this moment.
Yeah.
Pretty odd decision making there. Maybe he's trying to cut some creeps, knowing that Dawnbreaker is dead, and yeah.
The triple dots say everything.
Voice Spirit is getting bigger and bigger, so this is one very good news for Mongolz fan out there. I think Voice Spirit might just take over the carry responsibility for Monkey King at this point.
Yeah, I mean,
especially once
late
you get the
late game Void Spirit with, say, something like a Hex or a Bloodthorn is super scary because the distance you can cover and the damage that you deal in such a short time span. Items like you mentioned, the Parasma. The hero just hits like an absolute truck. One quick go, you can basically just rid of maybe even a Terribly, because the resistances for this TB aren't enough. You don't have a BKB on this hero, so... But still, the Void is lagging behind everybody else in net worth, even if he is getting bigger. It also means that this Terrorblade has also hit 25,000 net worth, and the Daedalus is almost done. And the 25 talent is online very soon.
Yeah, this might be where they would like to just slowly close out the game. You can either poke the enemy high ground here, or you can take it slower.
Versus the Void, Yobei on the high ground. Can't get close enough to help his friend, and now into Jewel's arms. BKB is forced. Can they kill him? Woo!
Wait, Coil?
That was 100. That was 100 HP. I think they used the coil to try and do damage to the hero, but does it connect on a BKB target, even if it doesn't? Like,
I think it does a bit of damage, yes. So
yeah,
he was
there's
trying
the
to really
impact
maximize the damage.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was
Unfortunately,
really.
Puck was not 25 yet.
Yeah, it was literally 100 HP remaining on the Void Spirit. So I think that was a value effort to try and go for it, but that is a big ulti. Have to wait to get it back. Bit under 1,000 gold left for this TB to have that Daedalus up.
Forcing the BKB also means that now Kukuys, they are in a better position to force something to happen. If they would like to take a fight, this would be a pretty good window for them. Void Spirit desperately needs the BKB to play all these fights. You have multiple silencers coming out from Team Kukuys, from Puck and Muerta, so if they are able to lock the War Spirit down, they will have enough damage to kill him. But it seems like they want to split it up a little bit more. Maybe perhaps wait for the Daedalus before they group up again.
Jewel walks
Jewel?
into Kiska. Kiska with the stun. JG coming in as well with the Solar Guardian. And they're going to get the stun on him. Yahweh with the Sunder and plays that Aegis to the final moment. Is he even going to lose it? The Lion and Castaway with the life drain. Finally able to take it out of play. Jing did get a Pierce the Veil for the moment, but he is gone. Buyback from Kishka. Armel has to pop the BKB on a puck out of all things. Hidori, though, dies at the same time. Jewel going to be jumping on the Castaway and take him out of play as well, and JG is isolated. All begins from a simple Sunder play. And now with 3 heroes dead, you might just make it 4 with a dieback on Kishka if Jewel gets to him in time, but unfortunately not close enough. Would have had the nullifier. Remove that Glimmer Cape. And off we go for a push. Kukuys have increased the lead by double now. It's 19,000 gold. It might just be GG at this point with this kill. 80 seconds, but a buyback is available, but it's still only 2 versus 4.
There was such a timely Sunder coming out from Yoit. I have to say it gave me goosebumps. The way, you know, his understanding that if he's able to save the next Nocturne, then they will be able to turn around the fight with his Aegis. And that's exactly what they did.
Perfect. Perfect use of an Aegis right there. And it has led them all the way to the Ancient and trying to end the game here. Wonderboy staring and wondering in awe. Can he do anything to stop this push from happening? Monkey King's coming up in 10 seconds. That's all he needs to do. They're going to be sucking Yowei out of life, but they're so close to destroying the Ancient. They're fully focusing on it, and that will do it. Team Kukuys will take the lead in the series. And a quick 1-minute sequence from the dire side of the jungle to ending the game on the other side of the map.
Wow.
Wouldn't it?
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully
there's always a
not.
chance of that. Yeah, there's always the chance that it might happen.
Prepare for battle.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued. I'm more curious to why they want to pick up the Naga Siren, because this hero, we've seen it in day 1 yesterday, didn't really do too much for them. And it's a hero that has been falling out of the meta for a while right now. I think mainly because most of the heroes are so tanky nowadays. So the sleep to reset is not that strong compared to before. But yeah, Naga Siren into Spectre. Naga Siren into the Darkseer as well. I feel like Darkseer has always been an HO counter to Naga, because we have such an easy way of pushing lanes out with Iron Shell without showing. So I think that's gonna be one of the things that JG would like to play on this game. Just keep shoving the waves and then playing around the Bounty Hunter and Spectre, and to find pickoffs from there.
And I think it's even harder for a Naga support to even push these lanes when it comes to Deluge. If you have Riptide, maybe then it could be better to kill the Iron Shell infested wave. But with Deluge, it's just a one-time, one single burst, and that's it. The Iron Shell in the long run actually destroys those waves faster. But one thing I really like about the Naga Siren is her level 1. We do start a lot of the times with illusions. We can make some good stacks, sure. But if you go for Deluge at level 1, the damage output and the capability of harassing and chasing your opponents it's very fun to do if you get your hands on it. But most of the time we'll just see illusions at level 1 and nothing really special happens.
Now, on this lane, I'm curious to whether Bounty Hunter would like to play the lane straight up, or would he like some lane shove? Like, with the Darkseer, you probably play the lane straight up and get level 1 Shuriken Toss, spamming it. With the Morphing, spamming it with the Naga Siren. Eventually, you are able to find kills with the lane shove.
Didn't see that coming.
Let's see what he's up to.
Already securing the first entire wave on JG's. That's some important solo experience for him.
Bounty Hunter is already doing the lane pull, wave pull. Okay, he went for level 1 invis, so he would really desperately want to get level 2 right here. So entire wave belongs to him, which is very good news. For him to bring level 2, and he will be able to start putting in some harassment against your way.
Yep. They both actually get separate level 2s from separate creep waves. Which is kind of, I don't know, it's an interesting little aspect in a way. Yue is still stuck at level 1. And they're not even sharing the creep wave together to level up together. Instead, they're leveling up individually. And now with the Janata, which you don't too often get to see on a bounty hunter because it's always the shuriken max. But that early point in Janata, maybe in this case that Morphling might feel a bit vulnerable early on. You can steal a bit of extra gold. And of course the lucky Invis Janata kill on a hero. Say Morphling who is shifting into 1 HP.
Maybe he's aiming for that play. Also, I guess getting the early invis also helps you killing the careers as well. Which is why I feel like multi-hunter lane is always quite complicated. Very well. So maybe the point which one to go for, which one is best for the lane, still in itself. Although man should already look to be having a pretty good time here. Look at the last hit of Duel, only 6.
Yeah, 14 to 6.
Yeah, this is like a effect of Phoenix versus Dawn also. Like Fire Spirit is one of the better spells against Dawn for the longest time.
I wanted to point one thing about the Bounty Hunter still is the dire warding inside the between the T1 and the T2 towers. Like they were well prepared with the vision, but also the double sentries placed down there. So they'll see for the next few minutes at least Kishka's movements on the map. So we're going to be going for the Guardian Greaves rush here for the Darkseer. I think he'll have proper time to farm this Greaves in between without really having to take part in these early fights.
I'll hope to see Kishka do some kind of stacking as well, because people might have forgotten. Okay, hold on. Might be a bit of trouble here.
Is he doing any damage to him? Feels like that bounty was taking 0 damage from that morph.
Yeah, high armor hero. That's Bounty Hunter for you. I think he's like one of the highest armor hero in early game. 9 actually. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, that explains.
Armor.
Like, you can hit me as much as you want. The spells will do more.
Okay.
And as we say that, it's Yue who picks up the first blood.
Cursed him.
We cursed him. That's our fault. That's our fault that he died. Meanwhile, Castaways also dropped very low on HP as JG was throwing in some hammers at the Phoenix, and Jing will also snipe Chidori's courier.
Okay, so Kishka keep it bottom and take the gate. That's the way I was thinking about it. But getting against a Morphling is always not the most effective one, simply because how tanky a Morphling is. Unless all the others are able to find Morphling through middle of the shift. He's not gonna find that, so instead he's gonna find a career and takes away the power trap away from your way.
Yeah, most importantly, the boots component also in there. Morphling going to be very slow for at least another 2 minutes. Stealing a bit of extra gold there once again with the Janata. It's not a lot on level 1. As you can see, he's gone for the 1-1-1 build on this Bounty Hunter now. So this is probably where you shift into Shuriken points.
Yeah, 100%. Yue. I mean, he's not gonna be in any threat of dying, but this is definitely quite annoying because he's zoning Yue,
especially when his Nagasai is
is
just chilling on the high ground. Like, nah, I'm not interested. What can I do here?
Yeah,
it's double Iron Shell. Like, they just destroy these waves so quick.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And Jewel goes down in the bottom lane, and Jing as well, making a double kill. diving Chidori, but not getting the Spectre kill. Huge for the Spectre to survive that.
Radiant's middle
Yeah,
tower is under
that's
attack.
Phoenix Spectre for you. A lot of time you might feel like this is not the strongest lane, but the amount of tankiness that they have, the amount of turnaround potential that they have is quite high whenever Fire Spirit is around and available. So very well done here, coming out from the duo of Mongolz. Chidori is also off to a very good start. You don't see this too often as a Spectre. Most of the time you play slightly behind. Right now he is already one of the top players in the game.
Armel lining up the Diffusal Blade right after the power treads are going to be finished, so Tango's going to be pretty scary when it comes to rotation. Spectre not very happy with the low mana regen the hero has early on, hence why we usually see the Orchid built on the hero, because also the Sage's Mask that you get from it is very good for his mana regen in general, allowing you to farm. But also hurts this Invoker and the Phoenix. Yahweh being pressured by 3 heroes again, and he just keeps on going in and out, in and out, in and out. Not a lot of healing from that level 1 Solar Guardian, but Jewel forced to intervene. Yahweh gets a safety. AU pulls the Spectre under the tower. The T1 tower is going to start doing a bit of damage, but Jewel is down. Wonder Boy already got him out, and Armel also being poked a bit here. But yeah, they came to the rescue of the Morphling, and Morphling lives, but it does come at the cost of the T1 tower falling, and Mongolz have a triple core net worth lead.
That was really crucial. Even though they didn't get Morphling, but they did kill one. I think that was cool.
And on the Spectre again. No mercy. No rest for the wicked.
They need
The grenade, the grenade, the grenade! Hey, it's Armel with the blood grenade meta. He's been doing this every game so far on his mid heroes, and it's already paid off at least twice. And on to the next one. Rubbing the salt.
Yeah, I think he probably forgot that the innate of Nyx that is able to scout EV heroes around him. Now Wonder Boy might fall into the same trap as well. That was a timely pass as well from
Jewel maybe stays a little bit too deep into the lane. They've already got their ults back up, so Dawnbreaker, that's just fresh meat. Cast away, burns him down.
the rotations here coming out from Wonder Boy, making sure that he's able to help Spectre the shadow step as efficiently as possible. I was talking about how I think you guys should make some stack for Daxia, and I believe that they are doing a little bit of that right now. Because a lot of people have forgotten about this, but Daxia is a very decent stack killer, and he wants to be able to use more stack as well so that he's able to amplify his Guardian Grief's item timing, and also eventually the pipe as well. And what they're doing here is also even better, right? He's putting Iron Shot onto Bounty, and Bounty is getting the entire XP to himself, so we want to be able to get the track as soon as possible.
Bit of traffic down the mid lane as JG will take a quick disconnect. If Wonder Boy moves a little bit to the right, he's going to get scouted out by that sentry ward, and there is a Nyx standing right behind Armel. So there could be an opening for them to jump this Invoker. Though, I don't think they have the damage to kill the Invo. He's 1400 HP with a double Wraith Band.
Power Tress as well. He's pretty tanky.
He is pretty tanky.
It will be a good timing to fight though, because Phoenix has no ult yet. And I don't think Darkseer is in position to help out the Invoker if they go on him. So, let's see if they would like to pull the trigger here. Really comes to the execution.
They also got the Naga around, right? Just looking at the mini-map, it's, you can see her forehead right behind Pango's head. Just throw in the web and reel Wonder Boy in under the tower. There we go, there's AU. Packet loss is being informed by Castaway, and there's the go sign. Now let's see what they do. Well, Wonder Boy stays hidden. So get a walking range off that sentry. 7 kills in the first 10 minutes of play. Net worth is quite evenly spread out. Jing is scouting these big stacks, and Armel just cleans them up. So all the hard work the Darkseer thought he was going to get with that Iron Shell burning through those creeps, it's Armel who steals the last hits.
That was very patient. Yeah, I almost thought that they are gonna want to make a move on Darkseer, but probably looking a bit way too far from their reinforcement, so he didn't want to make such a deep move in such an early timing. So, nope. Which is really good. Kishka is desperately looking for his 6 right now. I think this is where they really want to start amping up the speed of this game. Once they get the track online, they'll probably start to, make some smoke rotations, get the Spectre involved, and also play around Darkseer's aura as well. I think that would be a very strong move coming out from Mongolz.
Yeah, I think they absolutely need to get the Spectre involved with the level 4 Spectral Dagger and with Twist the Knife as the facet. You definitely want to utilize that early magical damage burst, because getting both of those casts on the same target is usually about 40% to 50% of damage done to a target in the early game. Say you find a Nyx Assassin before he uses Carapace, that's one that loses like at least half of his HP pool. You get lucky, you find a Morphling, even better.
So it's really down to Kishka right now. Find the 6, and then his team can start playing.
Yep.
Because so far we haven't seen Darkseer getting into action just yet, but he is definitely ready. The mech is online right now.
Yep, the mech is already good enough to participate, yeah.
Absolutely.
Gonna give another go try attempt. Looks like the local servers are having a bit of a hiccup at this time of the day. Now, what is the time there, by the way?
It's almost 6 p.m. in my place.
Yeah, so you can almost say we're approaching prime time. It is still 11 a.m. here. The early morning. The sun is up in Finland, which is a rare sight.
Good sign.
It is a good sign. It will go down in 4 hours, don't worry.
Hope that you are able to catch it then. Depends on how long this game goes. What if this game goes 2 hours? Oh, GG.
Jing can never find an angle for the stun. Dawnbreaker showed up with low HP. Jewel's gotta be careful. Kishka just canceled this TP with that invis. Oh, what was this? I feel like this was maybe a bit too hasty from the Team Kukuys side.
Very confusing, I have to say.
Radiant's middle tower.
That was
I think
not
it's
coordinated. That was not coordinated for sure.
And not at all. Also, Jing hesitated to land the stun as well after the hit. Like, if he would land the spell instantly, I think Polar Guardian would have connected, and then things would be a lot different.
The consequence of this is now Kishka's level 6.
Oh, yeah. So that's a good sign. This is where Mongolz would really like to start playing Dota. Stop all the farming, let's just go hard. Push in the lanes, go for kills, beat up the first game, and make it chaos for the enemy to react to you.
Wonder Boy is also getting very close to that Witchblade, and with the protection of that shield rune, this Invoker is untouchable for the moment. Bounty's already going for the wraparound move towards the triangle, potentially even bottom, as there is a Pango. Jewel and Jing will have to rub their faces after that previous fight and get their focus back in. This is, after all, the last series for them today. Have a nice little earned rest. Whoever wins this one advances to the last day of this qualifier. It could be one game away from Team Kukuys, so they need to keep that in mind. It could be just one game of Dota, or it could be 2 games of Dota, where they're no longer the favorites.
Let's make it this one then. And let the motivation of going up against Talon and get the revenge on Kuku kick in right now.
Just how much do you still have left in the tank? That reminds me, when you guys were playing in the Reload tournament. Oh, we'll get to that in a second. As Kishka, well, not a lot of fancy moves available in this situation. Remember, when you guys were playing with, goddammit, Kidori, let me finish my story. He'll take down Jing, and Jewel misses that Solar Guardian at the same as the Spectre has already disappeared and vacated from the area. So that's a lot of gold for the Spectre here.
It's a relock.
So about the tournament, when we talk about like tournament fatigue and long games, when you guys had that 30 minutes holding your Ancient,
okay,
and the game lasted forever. I know that was a painful experience for you guys, but that was one that stuck in the minds of everyone. It's like, what was this game, and how do the players still keep themselves composed in a game like that?
Yeah, I feel like it's even hard to be composed being the one watching the game.
I
I
feel you.
I know. Yeah, this is probably went too much because like constant pollution that's going on right there. Here, Shadow Step. No one is dying though.
Just noise in the background.
Yeah, for the players, it's always about thinking about how to solve issues, right? So they wouldn't think about the pressure or what happens if we lose. Yeah, I mean hopefully they don't think so. But yeah, I would say the players are always thinking about how to end the game.
It's just it's propaganda PR where we say like, yeah, the players don't think about it. They absolutely do. It's just how do you divert them away from that?
Yes, it's just whether or not you come up with good solutions, right? Because everyone's thinking about solutions to whether or not they're good, and sometimes good solutions are not easy.
Oh yeah, Armel. He's trying to hide in the trees for as long as possible, but this is a perfect stun lock. With the cold snap and Kishka adding in a couple invis stuns into the mix, this Armel Pango never gets to swashbuckle away and get the Rolling Thunder off. Another track kill.
Yeah, that's exactly what Mongolz need to do. They just relentlessly.
Another one. Oh, that is just that's a work of art right there. Instant track, get the Spectre involved, and then deletion of a Nyx assassin.
I mean, right now you just wonder, right? What is the value of this Naga Siren Blade? I'm not really seeing anything here. I'm not flaming.
If I was on camera, you could see me shrug.
I'm just really genuinely curious about this hero right now, like the purpose of it. I'm really not seeing one.
I think we'll find out later.
Radiant's top tower is
Maybe this is all going to according to plan, where Mongolz get to play whatever they want in the early game. They get the Spectre active. He's gone for Orchid now too, so he's going to be a real mean killing machine. But maybe there's going to be a time where people are stacked up. You can't just shadow step in. Naga song resets and we get a full-on wombo combo. That's probably what it is, but we won't know until we see it. Right now, it's I'll be honest, it feels like a bit of a 4v5 game. Maybe even 3v5. So they find another one on the Pango. There it is. There it is. Dawnbreaker ulti. Alright, they're going to drop it right on top of them. They're all stacked up under the T1 tower with the Nyx assassin to fall first. And the Spectre goes in as well with Yowie picking this one up. Jewel. Gonna make a run for it. Cannot stand his ground. The cold snap's too much. Armel's the next one to be tracked up. AU has pretty much used all of it. They're going for the egg, and that egg disappears. It does nothing. Castaway gets nothing done here. AU will probably die to this tornado. The sun strikes on top of Yowie. We've got a nice cross of ice down on the ground. Armel is going to be there as well to poke Kishka. Yowie, though, he's running out of mana, running out of resources. Tries to fight all the way to the end. Has another stick charge to burn, and he's hoping to snipe. But he also has to think about getting away, and he will. Close call.
I feel like we are really starting to see the ability to take long fights taking care of Mongolz.
Shadow step. Alright.
On Amel. Okay, he gets out with the haste. Jane? Oh no, not you again.
No. Seen this movie before. Never ends well for the Knicks.
Yeah, Mongolz, they're having full control right now. I think once the momentum game's out, only going to be more scarier for this to play these in and out games. It's not easy for you to lock them down anymore. I do want to say though, the long reset was 9. It's just unfortunate that they didn't have enough damage to clean them up.
Yeah.
And I will say that guarding grips is really making a difference there.
What I
Which is why really like
wanted to see from that Naga song was start channeling the Solar Guardian just a little bit earlier. To at least get a stun connection, because your main job casting that is the heal, and a target needed healing. But the follow-up stun was too late. I was like, "Where's Jewel? Where's Jewel? We got a Rolling Thunder going. Oh, where is he? Oh, now he's channeling. Oh, it's a bit too late. He's not gonna hit anybody." But maybe that was the idea, that they're just gonna Delta split, and this Dawn ulti doesn't really bring them that big impact, and they just don't do any more damage to a target, and then they re-engage after. So many mind games going on in these fights. Kishka? Oh,
Career.
Dawn is offering a courier. Like, take this sacrifice, but Kishka's not taking it.
To me, that's the reverse psychology. He's trying to act like he's not there. So Jewel will be like, okay, maybe Bounty is not here, otherwise the career will hit. And then he steps out on the high ground again, and then he dies. Fortunately, that's not what happened.
Yeah, he takes a safe route. Alright, there's the Break of Dawn. And with that, they will be able to take this Tormentor without a challenge. And that is a big shard. That is the shard that makes this Naga actually very powerful from this phase of the game to the very late stages of the game, because it is percentage-based heal.
Very important
Fing? Yeah, they found a Fing.
again. Doesn't have any defensive item to get himself out of the situation, so every time that he's without count, gonna be sorry of it.
I think the one thing you
what
could
happened
do...
here? Did they somehow? Oh, okay. So he killed the Tormentor with Sunstrike. That
Ah!
was well done. That was well
I was
done by
wondering what that was about. Okay, so Castaway gets the shard thanks to the Sunstrike. Well, didn't quite catch that one, but
There's a bit of a robbery going on right here. First the Tormentor, and then next the Mr. Mirror. So very good individual play coming out from Mongolz so far.
Mongolz are getting this lineup to work, just as they hoped. Maybe another one here. Wonder Boy finds Jewel, and here comes Kadorian. Good night, Jewel. By the way, did you notice this Phoenix has more net worth than the Dawnbreaker does now?
Oh, I didn't even look at it actually. Wow.
That's how this 8,000 gold lead can be translated.
Okay. So the gift is off on the Phoenix. I mean, we talk about Shivas as well, right? And he is going for it.
He is going for it. It is a very good Shiva's game versus the Morphling, versus the heals that they have.
Yeah, that's still into Shiva randomization here from Kukuys. Which is why we're talking about, we were hyped up Phoenix so much for this in Mongolz, because they have very capable Phoenix players, and they're showing us right now. Another Shadow Step.
Shadow Step, it's on the Knicks.
Goodbye.
Jing is dead.
What's the plan here by Kukuys?
Radiant's bottom
Haven't
tower
really
is
seen
Your
under
question
attack.
is as good as mine.
Haven't really seen them try to make a play at all. It's all about splitting, all about trying
Radiant's
to
top
survive
tower
against
is under
people.
attack, has fallen
But I guess
to
it's
Radiant.
hard in this kind of scenario to turn the guys around. They don't really have the tool.
Yeah,
And
maybe
they
it is
really have
a
partner for the Nyx as well.
it has to be a judgment call that they made that, okay, guys, the only place where we're going to fight is somewhere between either tier 2s or our high ground. We don't take unfavorable fights. If someone dies, it has to be the Nyx, but I can't give like a team wipe worth of track kills. So people will die, but as long as our cores don't, it's still manageable. We're still playing a Morphling lineup.
Radiant's
It does
bottom
not
tower
feel
is
like
under
a
attack.
slow death here.
Radiant
Sorry.
structures are fortified.
Yeah, you're right. You're a Morphling game. Things can still be turned with PKP Kanda coming up from your way. So, and he's still playing without a single death as well, so that is very impressive. Shout out to your way. It's not easy to play Morphling in these kind of situations at all, where your teammates are not really offering you too much help. Jane finally has to take on. But is it
too late?
to find
Yeah.
anything? Exactly.
That's my thoughts exactly. Can this Dagon still prove to be worthy? At least, if he is dying, that Dagon will give him a bit of lifesteal. So maybe the Orchid doesn't kill him. That's, I know, wishful thinking, but that is a defensive tool to some extent. Or before the Shadow Step illusion goes through, you can destroy it with Dagon. But you gotta be really quick. You are spamming Dagon, like you're doing this, like you bind it to say T, and then you're right-clicking right in front of you. You keep the cursor as close as you can to the hero as you can, and then you're spamming T and right-click at the same time on your model. So the moment that reality shows, it destroys the illusion. Big brain.
Big brain instead.
Radiant's middle tower
At that point, you're
is
not
under
playing
attack.
Dota2 anymore. You're playing whether or not I can survive against the Spectre.
Hey,
Whether or not my finger is fast enough.
honestly, this game, I don't even know if it's Dota 2 or if it's some kind of survival of the ancients. Soda. Not the Biden version. Soda! But, you know, you get the gist of it. Scotty soon up for the Spectre, so now we got Shiva Scotty versus this Morphling. It will not be an easy game for Yoe, in no way. I think we need a BKB.
Radiant's bottom
I
tower
think they
is under
understood that
attack.
this is turning into a Morphling Warrior game. So they're optimizing pretty well into Morphling. Everyone, even Invoker is getting the BKB. So they understand that Kanda,
Radiant's
as long as they
bottom
survive
tower
Kanda,
has fallen.
does
Dire's top tower is under
they should
attack.
be able to be fine. Bounty does also have a
Dire's
lot of
top
gold in his
tower has
bank.
fallen.
3.5k.
Dire's middle tower is under
I'm just
attack.
spending on anything yet, so perhaps he's thinking about getting a hack. They have the Lotus to end the game. You see?
Maybe.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Also, maybe, I don't know, you got mana boots, so you're not really getting boots of bearing here either.
Dire's
Guardian
top
Greaves
tower
Bounty
is
Hunter?
under attack.
Maybe a straight up pipe? Those are the traditional items I'd see on a 4 bounty. A boots upgrade and an aura item. Oh wait, just
that was
TP's
so
out
close.
right next to Wonder Boy, so he's happy to get out of this one.
Radiant's middle tower is under
I
attack.
have to say though, like Yoe has escaped some pretty important ganks throughout this series. Game 1
They're
was
connecting.
terribly dead.
Look at this gank squad. Gank train even heading towards the top lane. And it's straight towards Armel. Yoe's right next to him. Is there a chance for this? The Naga Siren's not around. They got the Solar Guardian. They'll heal Armel up. Keep him alive for long enough. And now the Naga's here. JG, beautiful there with the back and pulls them all 3 in, killing all the 3 cores. And that leaves the supports. And Kishka, he's going to be very happy. Just hunting them here. Big vacuum there from JG.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And that was like an English review from Daxter as well. It's the mini stun, one of the better items from Daxter against Morph. We talked about how this is a morphing game, right? He hasn't died one time. His one death might just be
Sunstrike,
Top
game.
barracks is
almost
under attack.
on the money on the next assassin. This is so easy for the Mongols. Like, they don't really need to lift a finger to make this lineup now work. Like, because of maybe 1 or 2 mishaps. Oh,
Dire's
Naga?
middle tower
Naga's
is under
dying
attack.
maybe to the Shadow Step. Actually survives with just a couple hundred H. Never mind.
Was that
That's a Sunstrike.
Oh,
Jing.
Give me the reveal.
Airboy with a double. And they're choking them straight back into the base. Another vacuum. Here comes Castaway. They force out the Rolling Thunder, and even Armel is crashing into walls. What happened to Team Kukuys? That's my question. Or what is this Mongolz team that we're watching right now? Because they make this game so easy. I mean, they have a pretty good draft. There's a reason why I've been wanting this Spectre. But them being able to surprise it in this way, that it was just a bounty hunter that enabled this hero in the first place, I applaud them.
Yeah, it's another time where we see Mongolz had a really rough game one, and then bouncing back really hard in game two. So again, I think this is like not a fluke at all. I think they are mentally pretty strong, to be honest, and they have the ability to dissect what went wrong in game one and how exactly they want to adjust to game two. These were pretty strong bounce back that we are seeing back to back. Yesterday was one example, today is another example. So pretty good captaining, I would say. If there is strong captaining in the team, I'll say pretty good.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Now it's just a bit of a waiting game. What can this Dire team still conjure? Because we've been waiting for this Morphling versus the world scenario, and that last team fight just showed how vulnerable the hero is when there are so many items countering a Morphling. Can't do it all by yourself. And they haven't really been connecting with their abilities either. Like the team fight aspect's lacking. We don't have Rolling Thunder hitting multiple targets. Now they're just in this position where nothing seems to work. But we haven't really seen them actually play a 5v5 unless we count that top T1 fight.
Yeah, Bishop is like 24 minutes ago. Or was it that one? I mean, I lost track. But anyway, this
There's nothing
is
to
gonna be the
remember.
last Bora here. Last away.
Reaction. Armo with Rolling Thunder. Egg is popped, and there comes Yoei to instantly hit it, but the stuns are coming through. However, the Deafening Blast did not connect, but still Yoei caught with it, but the song and the heal. Okay. Is this the first time we finally get a proper team fight? No. TP out. TP out. Run to safety. Yeah.
Run, Joel. Hide.
Hide
in the trees.
I was about to say nice juke, but he's getting tips from his teammates. He probably said like, I'm gonna stay here and they will not see me. And then the moment he's finished that sentence, they all turn around, throw everything at him.
They'll be like, you guys go, leave me alone. Don't look back. Just go.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So the Mongols are charging onto the high ground once again, forcing out the glyph. Looking to tie this series up and force another Game 3 for Team Kukuys to play in a row.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
DKB on up here. I think that was pretty crucial. Like he wants to just always make sure that he's able to just come in, perform the whack wall. That is very important for him. We got it now. He instantly doing a punch on Morphling, so Morphling wasn't able to counter by himself. Really understanding the condition of what he needs to do in this game.
Dire's bottom barracks has fallen.
Is there something you haven't told me during this game that could save this Dire team from this pickle they're in? Is there some kind of hidden strat that you're just not willing to share to the audience that they're unwilling to unleash? Arthur, spill the beans.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
I honestly have no idea. I mean, I feel like I have no idea since I saw the Naga pick, to be very honest. Because I have no idea what the TTCR do. And if anyone has seen it, please let me know.
Alright, let's see what they can do with this one. The Angle Disc is already popping, but the egg instantly dropped as well. The disarm comes through. The illusions don't do any damage to the egg, and Castaway lives, and that's a GG call right there. They're like, yeah, this is pointless. What are we doing here, boys? Back to the drawing board and see what comes out of game number 3. But the Mongolz, they made this game look so damn easy. It felt like watching a pub game to some extent. There's one team that makes every right move. They make completely different to how we're theorizing it. But if they make it through the laning stage, if they tie those lanes, they don't lose any of their side lanes, this is Kukuys' game to win.
Absolutely. Absolutely the TB game to win. I think it is all about playing to the timing. Like play as a pop game. I feel like this is where you want to play like a pop game. You have Shaker Timber, heroes that are very good in finding kills. You have the TB, very obvious timing here against what Mongolz have presented to them. So it's all about pressing your spells correctly. Having the mindset to, want to do something. Okay, Castaway, they're both going to deward the Observer, so big win for both supports.
It was your own damn fault.
Well, quick dewarding action right there, preventing that first blood fight happening in the bottom half of the map. Boys are sharing tips. I'm not sure if you're getting Frostivus rewards in custom lobbies.
Not sure about it too.
Even if you can't sell these cosmetics these days and they're still on the account, I don't think it's a possibility. 4 versus 2, as AU has already set up the cogs. JG have his mana burnt once, but not twice.
The battle begins.
And off we go. This is the deciding game. Best of 1. The best team win.
So it looks like it's gonna be a 2-for-2. Pretty even for both sides. I want to look at this mid matchup because I feel like they are picking Tiny into Shaker. From what I've known, I feel like this is pretty favorable for the Shaker, especially when Tiny has 0 armor to start with. So the enchanted hits are gonna be pretty damn painful. And so also you're a melee hero, right? So the waves from the Struggler is gonna do some pretty decent of damage as well.
Yeah.
I think Wonder Boy, a lot of pressure on him to first survive this laning matchup and then to make plays after it. Both are not easy.
Yeah, I think in general in matchups where you play against the Tiny has better right-click damage with the tree grab. But Enchant Totem does one step better, evening up that CS by quite a lot. So I think this could be a very even mid matchup in terms of CS, but we'll have to come through levels if there are any kill opportunities arising. I don't think we're necessarily getting to kill either of the mid laners, unless they both harass the heck out of each other's. Meanwhile, JG starting off with flying colors, 8 last hits already, while the TB is at 3. Denying the range creeps as well. This is a good start for the Mongolz off lane.
Yeah, I want to talk about this Snapfire matchup into Clover as well. You have Leader Shadow, so
it's almost all of his mana gone. At least he has a double mango, but there's a blood grenade flying in, and that's a dead Kishka. He always starts with the first blood. They hit their level 2s. And it actually took them a moment to pop that Metamorph, because I saw TB was level 2 when the cogs were placed down in the first place by AU. But it took them a while to actually engage, and they still find that kill.
yeah, maybe they didn't expect the call to hit so well, because I was just about to say I like Snapfire into Clock because you can always activate Leader Shadow to kill the cogs and not run into those like a pinball situation, but I haven't even said that in sentence and he got pinballed already. So I can only say that was well played by EO.
Yeah, the washing machine effect. Flying inside the machine from left to right. That used to be a form of school bullying.
Really?
Yeah,
we don't promote that.
We called it the washing machine, where you put one guy in the middle and people just keep pushing him around. I might have been that kid who got pushed around. No hard feelings. AU being chased by Kishka and JG, but just for the Lotus challenge. He's secured by the snap.
so far pretty okay for all of the cores except for Yoei. He's still really struggling hard in terms of CS. Only 6 compared to TA, who has 16 right now.
Yeah, meanwhile, the Shaker's also got 11 denies. There's 6 denies on the Tiny too, but yeah, that's just showing the levels on Enchant Totem in that mid matchup, which makes it a bit easier for the Shaker. Do you think Enchant Totem's mana cost should be higher? Is it supposed to be a spammable ability? Is that what we see the Shaker today is just about the Enchant Totem?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's the facet as well. Or should I say the innate? Slugger.
I miss the days when Fissure was his most important ability.
Yeah, the good old days of position for Jirax Shaker.
Oh,
I miss those times.
those were good days.
But yeah, I mean, if we nerf Shaker more, I feel like we just might not see this hero ever again. So maybe that's a bad idea. So at least we are seeing him now. Oh, Kishkar making a play here, but he missed his Scatter Blast. That was a little bit awkward.
Armel's just dancing his way
It was your
around
own
Kiska.
damn fault.
I keep telling one thing that I missed that kind of ruined my offlane interest for a moment was when they nerfed the Omni Knight with the double Hammer of Purity. It was silly, it was broken as hell, but man, it was so much fun to play. When they removed that, I had no interest in touching Omni Knight again. So I'm waiting for this next patch to return my Hammer of Purity shard for the Omni Knight, and let me return to my glory days.
That is a very wishful thinking. I wish you the best.
I played 57 games of Omni Knight at the start of the year with like a 72% win rate. And then the patch came out and I started playing way too late. I could have, if I figured it out earlier on, I would have been the only thing that I would have been doing.
Just waking up every day, tune into Dota, pick Omni Knight.
Yes, yes. Go to a pub game, mute everyone. See you guys at 16 minutes on the clock. I've got my shard, and then I can unmute and then start shot calling. Let's go, boys. Yeah.
The good old days of broken heroes.
Broken heroes.
Okay,
There's also think with like when we talk about facets, like sometimes we see this Timbersaw mostly in pubs with the double chakram. And in the pro scene, we see more the Shredder, where you apply this small slow and the extra damage coming out from the Timber Chain. Mass TP rotation, at least forced out. Mongolz are ready to react. But yeah, with these facet choices, there are like garbage facets and an OP facet for the same class. And it's like 98% of people or 99% of people pick Facet A above Facet B. Hey, Snap. Alright. Mental damage. Mental damage.
Okay.
It's getting under the skin of Armel. I think that's one way to do it.
Is this like doing whatever you can to get an edge over the enemy? I can respect that.
It's the
As
new
long as
type
you're
of
doing the
voice line
polite-
spam.
Yeah, as long as you're not doing it in a too toxic way, I feel like it's actually pretty entertaining.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's one way of, like, before when we had, like, voice line spam to try to tilt players. Get them to alt chat. Hello, Yoey. What you doing here in this bottom lane? Looking for a kill, eh? Hey, we'll get you one. And portal straight back.
Very good job here coming out from the safe lane duo of Team AU.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I like seeing this from them. It tells me that
Radiant
they
structures
really
are
come into play.
Dire's
Like they are
top
making
tower
all this
is under
aggressiveness,
attack.
and I know that they're, you know, as the caliber of their player, they absolutely have this kind of ability to make something like this work. They just need to have good tools. That's why I was really happy to see Clockwork being picked up by Team AU. I mean, Kukuys, not AU, but AU was.
It's AU's team now. Confirmed.
Yeah, doing a pretty good job so far at least.
So many people in bottom again. The same 3 heroes chasing down Kidori. They've just ignored that there is even a top lane in this game. Sending their second support down to bottom. Yowie doing the jungling work with this TB.
Dire's top tower is under
Tying the
attack.
net worth with the TA, actually. So both are, I would say, in a little bit of a difficult lane. I mean, JG is finishing the tower, so I guess this could be even worse because the Pango has
Radiant's
crushed
middle
this
tower
lane.
is under attack.
Yeah, which is why I'm a little bit surprised. Why wouldn't they put more resources in playing this top lane? Meanwhile, Wonder Boy.
It's gonna be alright with this one. Does Armel still have a blood grenade, by the way?
I would be surprised if
Or
he,
has he,
if
or
he
has
does not
he
have
used
one.
it? Alright, he doesn't
Okay.
have one now. Probably too late to pick it up now.
I do want to look at the triangle stacks though, if you're able to, because I want to see if they're preparing, you know, a good dinner for Amel to quickly grab up before he starts to get into daytime and start doing stuff.
Oh yeah,
I think
a little Echo Slam farming. I mean, they've got a
Yes.
decent Ancient stack. Probably want to stack that hard cap a couple times until they bring in the Shaker for this.
You always want to have this kind of enabling mechanism
Radiant's
for the
middle
Shaker.
tower is
They
under
might
attack.
even give it to Jewel as well. I think Bristol is also another hero that is pretty efficient in doing this, and he's slightly
Armel.
behind in terms of PA.
Radiant are scanning.
Not yet, maybe.
Not yet, not yet.
Still too late though.
Dire's bottom tower
Holding
is
us in
under
anticipation. We get that Echo Slam drop. So much easier on the Radiant side for these mid Shakers to rotate to the triangle and farm it with the Echo Slam. On the Dire side, we don't see it too much.
That's true. That's a good plan actually. I wonder why is it? Is it because it's harder for supports to stack the dire triangle?
Could be.
Not sure.
There is some theory to it. Castaway. A bit of
Yes,
trouble
egg.
under the tower. Big magic wand drops the egg. Fire is dropped on top of Jing and Jewel, but this Pugna's barely moving anywhere. That will be an easy catch here for Castaway. By the way, question. Do you know how the Dying Light interacts with Egg when it's popped? Does it take into account Phoenix's HP at the time he dropped the egg, or does Dying Light just not work with...
No, I don't think it works with the egg.
Okay.
Because I think I've tested out before whether or not the egg is gonna make you miss your hits, but I don't think so. I think it's the fire sprays and all the other spells except for the egg.
Right. Yeah, it would sound a bit broken if the Dying Light worked with it, with the current HP that you cast it with.
That's
Yes,
a good question though.
Usually you cast the egg anyway when you're low HP. Get quite a lot of extra benefit off of it.
Yeah. But one quick tip for Phoenix player out there: when you're playing into the Pogna, you don't want to wait until last, you know, like the last HP to press the egg, because against Netherworld
Zap.
you might not get the luxury to do so. You're gonna be zip and die, and you wonder why didn't my egg goes off?
Why you? Pressure down on mid. Armel gonna get soaked up by fire, but a beautiful cancel there. That Snapfire ulti ends as soon as it started. Castaway sent to the stars. And that's gonna be the Tiny maybe dropping as well. Good cookie save from Kishka. Here comes JG rolling, unloading up the Rolling Thunder. Another fissure from Armel to zone them out.
That was a good hits-up play by Amel there. Just timing that custom very nicely. Should have Fairy should have stayed a little bit behind so that he's out of the Fisher range before he launched the multiple cases. But yeah, that was a good attempt. Amel was he just played out the situation slightly better.
What do you think about the mechanism coming up for the snap? Any Greaves time or just a casual mech?
Probably Guardian Griffs. I feel like the biggest problem with Snapfire nowadays is that there's not a lot of great itemization for it to go for. Like, what else can you go for? People used to do Gleipnir on this hero when Leader Shredder, it was before Leader Shredder got nerfed. But ever since that, people don't do that build anymore. So you're only like a mech bot sometimes. I think one of the reasons why we don't see this here a lot is just so much harder to find impact compared to some other position for heroes, like a Morita, for example. Because as a Sapphire, you really need to make every multiple pieces count to feel the impact of it, and it's not easy.
Yeah, ever since the days we still played some sort of a core Snapfire, those are kind of gone with the in it that kind of ruined the hero to be played as a core. With the glancing shots. And then, of course, the Ricochet facet that we saw. I don't know why people were even picking Ricochet for some time.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Full Bore has always felt like the better one.
Scanning.
Invisibility.
3K lead for the Mongolz with only 5 kills in total in this game.
Radiant are scanning.
And remember, we had this conversation in the previous series. It's like game 3 effect. Everyone is kind of afraid to make mistakes,
Are scanning.
a little bit afraid to take risks. Okay, finally they find themselves an opening on Jing.
And the Rolling Thunder just in time before the TP finishes. And with the Thunderbolt rolling a little bit faster than normal. Wonderboy JG will be given a split kill onto Jing. But yeah, this is it was the same conversation yesterday. It was when we brought up the topic in the first place of do teams just go passive in a game 3.
I don't feel like it's a natural instinct. I don't even know why. It's not like teams are not trying to find opportunities. These teams, they are trying to find opportunities, they are just not happening. So are teams reading those moves better and reacting to them better? Perhaps that's the case.
Because even in game 2, when a team is behind a game, they don't look demoralized. They don't look like
Exactly.
we are not enjoying this game. Like, they find a way to bounce back, and if they lose, they lose. But if they win, they know they're going to a game 3, and their mindset is overthinking. Maybe that is with all this mental warfare. Seiyu's getting burnt by Kishka. And here comes the backup, right on top of the Snapfire. Jewel with Armel with the slowest totem smack with the most hardest impact. Takes down Kishka. Wonderboy zoning out the TB for now. Looks like it's just going to be a support trade.
Yeah, it does feel like Mongolz, they are trying really hard to find these small kills. It's just that their damage output is just slightly more limited right now. It feels like every time they want to find a kill, they have to commit multiple kisses for it. And if multiple kisses is down, no kills are happening. Unless they're bringing heroes. Are they trying to do it right now?
The tower falls, and they want to focus on Armel here, using that fissure wall to their advantage. Canceling out the drain life, and that egg is just perfectly placed. This time Castaway doesn't get caught by the stun, and he will tip Armel for it. We're trying, at least from the Mongolz perspective, trying to get under the skin of Armel even more. What was that drain life on, by the way? I didn't see it.
What?
It looked... the puck that was... Did he ult himself?
No, I think he was draining the Shaker. But Shaker didn't get healed because of the Spirit Wrestle. So, pretty good Spirit Wrestle pick up here by the Pangolier. This is something that JG always loved to do. He likes to be, get into a team fight with Spirit Wrestle. Top lane though, Chidori. A lot of danger here. He's completely alone.
Breaking straight through as well. AU does die to Chidori. But they will get the kill that matters the most, and Armel is there to assist, just in case there's a TP rotation coming in from T1. Now a bit of a encroaching movement towards the triangle with the Tiny, with the Snapfire. They're pinging the Timbersaw, which might be too tanky of a target. And they're going to give it a try. With the Mortimer's Kisses, it could be enough. But these kisses are missing quite a lot. But the toss from Wonderboy, that'll do it. A crash landing toss.
Yeah, it's still enough. Like we said, right, you really need to keep launching these multiple kisses on every cooldown, which is what they are trying to do right now. So, trying to make a solo move here. Good dodge.
Do it again. Oh, the Rolling Thunder ran out, but it doesn't matter because Wonderboy has the damage during the toss. Finish off this Terror Blade. There's Armel coming into action as well. He doesn't have Echo yet. So Wonderboy Continues to fight this one through, and Armel dies to the tree toss, and Wonder Boy finding a double inside this fight. Egg is popped as well. AU dead too. And oh boy, Kukuys are in trouble. Mongolz just finding the better team fight.
Radiant's top tower.
Yeah,
is
they're
under
lining
attack.
up their heroes together very well right now. I see this goon going on from Mongolz. Mid and the two supports are always around each other, always looking for kills. And I think this might be the time that Kukuys need to start sticking a little bit more, so that they at least they stop the bleeding. I think this is where it's, you know, when you are playing like 3 calls lineup, sometimes you get a little bit too greedy. You scatter around to get maximum farm, and then you bleed a lot by doing that. So I think this is where Kukuys need to really recognize that fact and start playing a little bit less greedy.
Well, I have to say, we're at 18 minutes and Mongolz coming out with shining colors out of the laning stage. This is the result of it. They get to snowball, they get to play the map, they play objectives faster. What about Team Kukuys? What is their plan here? Do they play for the ultimate TB, or is there something that they can do in between? Because Mongolz have just hit a timing.
Yeah, I think this is where you want to defend some areas together. You probably want to capitalize on the fact that Mongolz, they really want to play aggressively, and by doing that, they might make some mistakes. They might, you know, initiate a fight without enough numbers. So you want to make sure that when those mistakes happen, you are there to capitalize on it. I think that could be a mindset going on here for Team Kukuys. Because otherwise, if you're just splitting around and trying to recover the game from that way, I don't know if you're able to split the bleed at all, stop the bleed at all. Because at the end of the day, you are playing against TA, and that's a lot of vision for the side of TA.
He saw the Terrorblade. It also finds the Phoenix, but AU spotted. He is blocked with his hook shot in the middle of some neutral creeps.
It's too damn late.
And that is a Roshan call right away. Can they do it in 45 seconds?
Should be able to. Double armor reduction coming up from TA and Pangolier. Also, Leader Shredder too could help with the armor reduction.
Oh yeah, this is quite
There
a
you
lot of
go.
damage. Oh yeah. Should be a bit of a walk in the park here. But yeah, Kukuys are going to have to come up with a plan really quickly. How do they approach? Who do they kill? What do they fight? Where do they fight in? Sometimes it matters if it's an open lane fight or if it's happening in the trees.
Radiant are scanning.
Are there any suitable fighting areas for both teams? Well, looks like the open ground seems pretty good to go for me. But can they keep that egg protected? No, they cannot. And there's the Echo Slam to follow as Chidori takes the Aegis for himself. They've lost 3 teammates at the same time. Yoe cleans up the killing spree off of this Tiny.
Yeah, this is exactly the kind of punishment that they need to return to Team Mongolz. Like we said, right? You know, Team Mongolz, they feel aggressive. They might make some mistakes, and that's the first mistake they made that Kukuys are able to capitalize on. The TA and Pango were finishing Roche, while the 3 of them were doing this action on the mid lane. So, as the good old saying, you don't want to be doing 2 things at once. You want to be doing 1 thing together. Good job for Team Kukuys there for capitalize on it. And that is really huge as well.
Oh, the axe save from Jewel. Oh,
that was close.
Getting that barrier on with his axe is what separates him between life and death. But that's his axe reveal. That is usually a pretty big item to show when you're a Timbersaw. So now I'm curious, how many Yules do we have going up against him? Because we have Tiny Blink, TA Blink, Castaway has the Shivas lined up, and I think he actually has the Yules lined up too, because the Snapfire is still busy finishing his Guardian Greaves. So it's the Phoenix's job to hold onto Yules until he sees the Timbersaw with Axe on. And sometimes it can be too much of a temptation to use it on something else or somebody else.
Dire's top tower is under
Gotta be
attack.
really disciplined with that. I think Castaway is also, he's really close to completing the Shivas. There's like only 800 gold from it, so I wonder if he's gonna complete Shiva first or get the use first. Probably Shiva in this case. So if that's the case, yours would be perhaps 10 minutes later. And that means that Jewel will have a lot of time to play with this axe. And I think that's where, this is really where he wants to make use of the agonies. You run in, you draw attention to you, and then this is where it's going to create a lot of opportunity for Armel to come in with the dunk. I think that's what you need to provide to the Shaker. It's not easy for Shaker to go in all the time by himself. You need to share some responsibility with him.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Suddenly, that entire 9,000 gold lead from the Mongolz has worn down to just 2,000. So only a fifth of that lead is remaining. Maybe they can recover some with Armel being chased. He turns around for the fissure, but that means he's going to burn to a crisp.
The back lines are here.
So Jing coming in from the top side. Chidori willing to take the front. They have to fight versus that Ags. And they pop the egg. They have to protect the Phoenix with it. And now that's a bigger ulti egg as well. And they even toss the TV into the explosion. And Yoe's got no chance to recover. No Sunder for him.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And that's an instant 4K swing at the same. So these deaths are very costly.
Yeah, I did not know why Kukuys didn't just pull the alarm and says like, guys, abort mission, Shaker is down. And they are fighting with us with Aegis. They went in, invited the fight, they wanted to extend the fight knowing that Shaker is not able to make it back to the team fight. So very questionable decision making there from Kukuys, and a painful one as well. I think if TB was able to get out safely from the fight, it would still be okay. But
Dire's bottom tower is under
unfortunately,
attack.
he was not able to. So this is where Chidori is gonna have to get the opportunity to speed up the game, take some tier 2s away from Kukuys, and eventually look to choke up the map and work towards the second Roche maybe. And that's gonna be the timing that they should be aiming for to end the game.
Yeah, Roche 2 is definitely what Mongolz will be aiming for. But still, 50 seconds remaining on the original. Don't think they have enough to straight high ground push here. Especially when all 5 heroes of Team Kukuys are still up. But they will smoke very deep into Dire territory. Ishka hoping to find someone, drops down the ward. That ward appears out of nowhere, but they caught the Pugna with it. And with the creep wave coming straight in, Timber's gonna try his best to cut it out, but Dory's already going to work. Wonder Boy helping him out.
Yeah, this is really smart by the way. Like even though Aegis is aspiring, but they're actually still really strong. They know that Kukuys doesn't want to come back. They don't want to come back. They want to keep farming. So AU is gonna die for it. Try to buy some time, but is this time enough? With
Yeah,
two
he
supports
killed
down.
the BKB courier from Wonder Boy. Sometimes he's gonna have to go without it for potentially the next fight.
Middle barracks are under attack.
But another creep wave flies in. Should be the end of these mid racks.
Dire's middle barracks.
Pretty sizable payday.
Dire's middle barracks.
Okay, that was really good because they didn't have to wait for the Roche 2, right? Because that was probably like 5 to 8 minutes later. The fact that they are able to take a lane of racks away without Aegis was a big win for them.
Mongolz really
Kukuys.
coming into play here. They're making the Team Kukuys team that started this series off pretty well look like they don't really have any answers. At
They
least
like
they've
their play
got
to win.
At least they've got so much more farm than they did in game number 2. And still playing off of the strengths of this Armel Earthshaker that was a game changer, but hasn't had the same type of impact compared to the previous series, which ended them winning game number 3. This is a very deep smoke.
There it goes.
But they have knowledge of this. They back straight to the high ground.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Again, I do feel like Armor is not getting enough help for his teammates. Because this is one of the games where Team Bursto is pretty healthy and decent in terms of net worth. He hit his Aghanim's timing in a pretty decent time. But still, we don't really see him just running in with Aghanims, creating space for his teammates to
Yeah.
play out the team fight. It feels like Amel still has to do most of the dirty work. And if Amel is not able to find those openings, then no one is doing anything. And this is where Mongolz, they hit again. They want to strike again. You can't die in front of your base. Not against Tiny. Not against TA.
A trap to destroy that wave. Castaway will reveal their plans of being smoked right next to Kuku's base. They'll continue to ride the high. Hope that they can find somebody on the map. Shaker has been cutting waves. Kiska was close to catching the Tiny.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Ishka is building into the pipe as well after getting grips. I like that.
Radiant's bottom
20%
tower
magic
is under
resistance.
attack.
I think pipe has become a late game item right now because of its percentage-based barriers.
Yes.
I think that passive is a lot. I think pipe used to be like an early game item, but not anymore. Ever since it changed from flat magic resistance to percentage based. So this is gonna be super helpful against Shaker, against Pokna, allowing them to move the high ground a little bit easier as well.
Yeah.
Dire's top
Dory
tower
making
is
work
under
through
attack.
another tier 3 tower. The wraparound is happening from the south.
Radiant's
Heading
bottom
straight
tower
towards
is under
JG.
attack.
He's going to be the one to spot 3 of them at least. A roll-up comes before Jewel is able to get any damage out onto the Pango. And they'll get stuck between the cogs. Wonder Boy has a TD illusion chasing him right now. He loses almost a third of his HP with Jewel jumping in. And they might just have to sell him.
Oh, he has BKB.
BKB teleport out. Okay.
Oh, that is costly. Because
Oh, yeah,
Yowie
it was
had
the-
to.
It was the courier they killed that had that BKB when they were doing the previous mid push.
Yes, and got it now.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Okay, this might be a sign for them to look for fights because Terrorblade, he spent his Metamorphosis, so it's gonna be a huge timing where they have to dodge this aggressiveness coming out from Mongolz.
They're really playing this calm and systematically here. You could say they're in a hurry versus a TB. But the way they have approached this game, they're still staying calm. They're not overthinking it. While a lot of teams might in a game 3 overthink that early game. We saw Mongolz mass TP rotating to the smallest threat towards their TA, knowing how important this TA is going to be coming out from the laning stage. But since then, it has been cool, calm, collected,
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
and it has led into some positive results.
Yeah, one of the contributor to this calmness, I believe, is also because of TA, right? Like the vision that you are getting from traps, you are always somewhat knowing where the enemy is, and that is gonna help you make a lot of decision making. And of course, having the TA innate is gonna always tell you when Roshan is, is spawning. So you are always able to have very good support for this decision making. So I do think it plays a very huge part in.
Also having information on Roshan spawning as a TA, very handy, because this means that
Yes.
Roshan number 2 will be theirs, and with it, the Roche banner. They are already portaling towards the top half of the map.
They're looking
Or
for
maybe
Armel.
onto Armel. It's Wonder Boy gonna get the jump on the Shaker. Force him to leap away. The snap trying to get back in. A blink out as there was no follow-up damage. The Shaker gets away. So the same continues. Jewel standing right in front so that TA doesn't want to blindly walk up the high ground. But this is a really tough game for the supports now on the Dire side. Like, if you go in as a Clockwork, you will very likely die. You won't come back alive.
There you go.
And
There's
he
the
does
Clockwork.
exactly that. So Kidori almost dead. Not quite enough damage, and the refraction is up again. Metamorph is used from Yoe. Mongols, they do not need to press their advantage any further. That Metamorph put on cooldown, that should give them an opening onto the high ground again. Just have to wait another 20 seconds and they're good to go.
Yeah, if they have smoke, they can also smoke that wrap around. You see the line being drawn from Castaway. They want to smoke into the mid because there's no towers anymore, and then maybe flank them from the left. That could be a very viable play.
That could be a very easy way into the base, yeah. Also, do they don't...
Do they know about the AD?
I'm thinking about the same thing, right? Do they have a trap at AD? Because Dyer knows about it, and Armel is going to pick it up. So now they just need to not fight until the Shaker gets back into the base.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Because he has picked it up now.
Mongolz, they are going in though at the same time, so they found AU.
Yep, easy click, easy kill there. He's got 40 seconds until he's back up. And of course, they still have another at least 1.5 minutes until that AD finally pops on the Earthshaker. Does the Phoenix have Yules already? Just wondering
Yeah, he does.
Cast it. Yeah, okay. If he does, then he can also dispel that AD
the
off
tossback?
of Armel, who just popped it right now. The tossback comes in. Hey, with a buyback. They've got the Timber Saw in the middle. He's going to be the one sent in there. Armel with his BKB, though, he does take a ton of damage, but the TA is also going to be fine for now. Kishka down 2, already cleaned up by the Shaker. Can they get more? AU is running away. That's so close to being a dieback. Kishka, Wonder Boy down. They're cleaning up the Mongols roster, but the egg is there. Jing will fall. Yoe gets pushed back to safety. Armel trying to escape. One more hit. The blink away! Kitori cannot get the kill on the Shaker. And that might just be an Aegis down to the right clicks from this Metamorph TB. GG. No Rolling Thunder. Kitori BKBs up. Fire Spirits flying in from the back. Trying to protect Kitori. But this TA very likely to die. Team Kukuys holding. And a massive hold by them. It is 2 support buybacks. AU first, Jing after. Castaway also had to buy back to still try and save the day. But that is a costly push right there because they didn't get the tier 3 tower. They use a buyback of their own. They lose the Aegis. And they didn't kill the cores.
It was also the AD rune on Shaker, right? That helped him dealt so much damage in that fight. Also, of course, he found like a super big Echo Slam as well. I think most importantly is that Castaway, he didn't manage to use his egg at the first life. He was able to, he was just instantly burst down by Armel. So once again, it's Armel saving the world. I think when they make like a toss back like this on the team persona, they really need to make sure that the chain stuns were there. To make sure team persona is not able to press the Aghanims before he got burst down, but unfortunately for them, Team persona was able to survive from it, and it just became so messy. I think this is one of the things that provide to your team when you are running with so many tanky heroes, like strength tanky heroes. The room for error is a lot higher because you are able to just like take an initiation like this, stay alive, and turn around.
It was really big that when you have only 1 Yules, they used it on the Timber as soon as he popped his Aghanims, but that left that AD unchecked. Didn't have anything to remove it off of that Shaker. You could say that that AD consequence, the ward on the top action rune, if they had a ward on the bottom rune, it wouldn't have spawned there. They wouldn't have had that AD chance to defend. So you have to say that is some really good karma for Armel. A really good ward by a support that actually saves them this high ground defense. Of course, the team fight is a fight of its own. She needs to coordinate perfectly, but an AD on a Shaker, that guy hits really hard! Armel! Woo! That's an Echo Slam of something, but it's just a support snap. They might still lose everybody here, with the egg in a very good position. Jewel, they get the egg destroyed. AU dying. Jewel gets out for now, but will he survive? At the end, he's on the sidelines. No, JG takes him out. Wonder Boy low on HP. Armel and the boys, they all get silenced. Cannot continue the chase. That is the TA trap. 2 for 1. Tiny's still low on HP. JG looking for an angle. Can they still snipe somebody here? I don't think they can. The creeps were doing some damage to the tier 4 towers, but we continue going, at least for now. That Metamorph is going to run out soon.
All about being patient, guys. Metaphor is running out. There's still quite a healthy of time before the team persons respawns.
Well, he's popped the Demon Zeal, so no way, he's really fast, and he's still got a high amount of damage. JG, they can see him the whole time because that Defender Gate vision. Pango has to back out. High ground glyph used. That is a that's a couple minutes Mongolz could use to their advantage. They can get themselves another push going, but it feels like they're banging their heads against the wall at the moment.
Yeah, but they absolutely have to, right? Like, this is such a good opening for them. There's no metaphors. Kukuys are 2 heroes down, but still the defense mechanism coming out from Kukuys were able to repel them from that that attack. They still want to go though. There's a DD rune, AD rune again. Okay.
Again?
Yes, again.
It's time for TA. All right, Kidori, show me what you're made of. That's a ton of damage on this TA, and it's going to get increased by even more. If they cannot win this fight, then I don't think that they can ever breach this high ground. But it could all start with Armel scouted outside the base. They know the Shaker's around the area. He blinks away just in time. Thought someone was here. They knew someone was here. But not by the time they arrived, so a bit of a thief in the night. Disappearing. Shady streets of that dire forest.
Drew is gonna TP out. They are not gonna find anybody here, so very good space creating. And of course, the classic C counter smoke is coming out. Obviously, they don't know that he is holding an AD rune, so they might find themselves some surprise here. Shield rune activated on Tiny as well.
Dire scan is right on point. They see them moving towards the Roche pit. They know there's the TA advantage, and if they are here, it means Roche is up. But they're gonna get surprised here because there's nobody here. This is when you overthink the situation. They now probably think, did they take the portal down, and is Roche actually spawning at the 40-minute mark down there? And that could end up being a trap, because it definitely is a trap. 50 seconds for the Roche to spawn.
And you see the lines being drawn by Castaway as well. He wants the team to push in mid, to push in bottom, because he knows that Kukuys, they are out here. He knows that there's no one's home. This is really smart, Dota. Push it in, force all of them to come back, and all of a sudden, you know their whereabouts.
Tower is under attack.
This is time. Force them back, go to Roche. This is such a huge advantage for Radiant as well, by the way, because the fact that Roshan is bottom means that Radiant can always choose to buy back and TP down to the outpost to resume the fight. And there's no such advantage for dire side at all.
Well, they weren't able to get benefit out of this AD on Kidori. That has run out, and that was also shown when he was farming a creep wave down in bottom. So now, what can they do with this knowledge? Moving towards the Roche pit. They definitely know Roche should be up. Looks like a double ops ward might have been planted there on the stairs, but no. Who cares?
No smoke.
Mongolz in position. Jewel. They are so clumped up. There's popping smokes everywhere. A 4-man avalanche. Jewel on the chase. Timber gets the jump on Tiny. Here comes AU tossed up in the air.
No buyback.
And JG is just wreaking havoc at the back with this Rolling Thunder. They also got the Pugna out, and this is not the fight the Kukuys were looking for, but they could still maybe do something with it. It's up to Armel. Wonderboy is invis. He gets shown. The egg is placed down. Can they destroy the egg in time? BKBs are popped for it. That will take down Castaway. And there's going to be Wonderboy down as well. Kidori needs to get into another position right now because they're chasing. They're chasing the TA. The stun comes out. and they are able to hold Kidori, take down Kishka. And despite Mongolz able to just dismantle the first approach from Kukuys, I don't think they had any business towards this Roche pit.
That was really showing coming up to the 3 cores. It was just 3 of them versus the entire team of Mongolz, because 2 supports were already dead. But yeah, they totally understand how strong they are. Like, that was TB with Metamorphosis as well. I feel like if Mongolz wanted to play a bit more patience, they could have tightened the situation, wait for TB to run off from Metamorphosis, and then resume the fight. But I think because Phoenix got caught by the Fissure, so he felt like he has to press the egg there, and that made his entire team back into the PB. And we talk about how TB Manta, Manta with all those illusions plus Skadi is really good against TA in the late game. And we are entering that territory right now.
This is the first time in this game you have a net worth lead on the Dire side. So Team Kukuys have been playing from behind 42 minutes. Finally find themselves in a leading position. Cheese on the clockwork, Aegis on the TB. That graph tells you everything you need to know.
Big items are coming in as well. Joe has completed the Hex, very important against all of these heroes among Mongolz. Especially now buybacks are such an important element of the game. Having the Hex really helps you shut down some of these heroes that doesn't have buyback, or return to the fight after buying back. Also, is this where Mongolz are starting to lose some damage output on TA? All of the core heroes from Kukuys are so tanky right now, and TA is only physical damage.
Yeah, this is a scaling problem. It's kind of what we discussed. If this game goes late game, this TB lineup will outshine. And they found themselves a Pango. JG dropping low. Chidori's already in the middle of the fray, trying to finish off AU and Armel, but the damage isn't sufficient, and Yoe will hunt them down. The cookie fails! Chidori turned around at the wrong moment, and the Fissure came out too. He turned to the direction he did not want to. And they might even have to force some core buybacks this time around. And that's only on the Pango and the TA. Arthur says it's over.
Yeah, this might be over. Again,
It certainly starts to feel like it. The momentum has shifted already a couple fights ago, but now I feel that this game is turning into a territory that it might be unlosable for Dire now, but it's a game of Dota. Anything can happen. Wonderboy in the middle of everything. Can he get anything done? A lot of damage onto AU, and even Fing was trying his best to just suck the life force out of this man, but it's not enough to kill the Tiny. The buybacks came out. The Rolling Thunder is blocked away by the Fissure by Armel, protecting Yoe. They got through the tier 3 tower. Kidori trying to clean the illusions. There's still an Aegis. The cheese is already used.
A very costly by defense there, and still they lost their mid lane of Rex. I think this is where Kukuys, they are able to just completely play this situation out to their own comfort. Do you need to go high ground now without the Metamorphosis? Maybe not. There's a refresher coming out from Shaker as well, so they have the luxury to be a bit patient. But of course, if they want to go, why not?
It's a big item for Armel to have it. He knows if he lands one good Echo Slam, if he lands one good Blink Stun, if it's on the TA or the Pango, they're not coming back. There are no buybacks left on Mongolz. There are 4 buybacks up on the Dire team. How turn the tables? Jewel on the hunt, finding the TA. Kidori does get hit by a Fissure. Just JG. They're in a very tight space right here, blocked by Cox and Fissure walls. There's Armel joining the fight as well. He's trying to get the damage in. Wonderboy is gone. That is 1 out of 5. 4 remaining. TB, however, might be in a position to lose that Aegis and lose that Metamorph. And he dodged the last hit, but he still burns down to a Chris. TA down as well. Kidori gone. Armel refreshes up, controlling JG, taking the bottom racks as well. Armel flying, soaring through the skies. GG and Team Kukuys, from the brink of destruction and being eliminated, they have held and they have turned. and they are the ones who eliminate Mongolz. What a comeback. And I would
What a
say
turnaround.
comeback because this game was in a point where it's